Hey book nerds, welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to discuss 5 contemporary tropes that I love. Contemporary is not my favourite genre. I do have a soft spot for it though, and this was actually one of my easiest lists to create, maybe because it's not my favourite genre. So I've done a couple of these now. I don't know what order they're going up in. The only ones that are definitely up at the time of filming are my 5 favourite horror tropes and my 5 favourite thriller tropes and 5 least favourite thriller tropes. So this is the contemporary edition of that. These aren't all tropes, I'm just calling them tropes for the purpose of a catchy title. They're just plot elements or things that I like. So, yeah. First trope I really like is when the mean girl of the school becomes best friends with the main character, or it turns out she wasn't so bad all along. Best example of this trope is The Princess Diaries, that's the first one that came to mind, and also the terrible House of Night series, which is a vampire high school book series, but it happens in that as well. And I think that's because those characters tend to be one of my favourite characters. I really like this kind of snarky, sarcastic, mean girl. When she's not being mean, she's just kind of being funny. And when she's on the side of the protagonist, she tends to be a really, really good friend. So yeah, I don't know what it is about this trope, I just really like it. I think it adds depth as well. I'm sick of mean girls who are just mean girls and flat characters. It kind of encourages girl hate and stuff like that. And I just really like it when this particular character is redeemed and then they can be the funny sidekick. The second trope I really like is when our female main character has a wisecracking male best friend. I particularly like it if he doesn't become a love interest, but he does usually become a love interest, so it doesn't always bother me when that happens. But the best example of this is it's not a book, but Lizzie McGuire type situation. There's a couple of book examples as well that I can't think of right now. But yeah, basically just if the main character's male best friend is the Chandler Bing of the friendship group, I just think there's something so nice about that kind of teenage male character who's not super sexist, and he's just really easygoing, and yeah, I just always wanted a best friend like that when I was in secondary school. Because I went to an all-girls secondary school, so I had loads of male friends in primary school, and then I had loads of male friends at uni, but when I was at secondary school, because I was socially awkward, I didn't really talk to any guys because I assumed they think that I was trying to get with them. And yeah, I just always liked that male best friend in books. And if it stays platonic, that's even better, because I'm always wanting more platonic male-female friendships in my books. The next trope I kind of can't think of many examples of, but it's when there's a massive friendship group of at least 4 to 5 characters, and they're all kind of quirky nerds. And this is becoming more common, I think, in contemporaries that I'm reading that are released more recently. But a lot of the time, the contemporaries that I grew up with were kind of they weren't really nerdy characters. And now they're nerds, and it's great, and I really like that. I like it when they're all kind of a group of, again, good-natured, nerdy people, and you just get loads of chapters about their friendship and their interactions, and it's just all kind of nice. If you have any recommendations for this particular trope, then do let me know, because, like I said, I really like it, and I will just read that straight away. On a similar vein, I really like it when fandoms are an aspect of my young adult contemporaries. Again, this is something that's kind of happened more recently, and it wasn't in books that I read growing up. But I really like it if they're all into a particular thing, or they make references. Pop culture references can get a little bit iffy because they age quite badly, and it sort of dates the book. So I'm less keen on specific real life pop culture references. But I do like it if there's a made up thing that all the characters are into, just because it kind of reminds me of my own secondary school experience, especially later on in secondary school when people stopped being afraid to be themselves. Again, actually, a lot of these tropes I guess I like because they remind me of my own quirky, nerdy friendship group, which yeah. And the final trope is when there is a main character who is on a completely ridiculous, convoluted mission. I'm going to have to give examples for this, so I've just started reading Noteworthy by Riley Redgate, where our main character is dressing up in drag to join a male a cappella group, as a good example. There was a book called How to Be Popular by Meg Cabot, who wrote the Princess Diaries books, and that was about a girl who discovered this book that her grandmother owned called How to Be Popular, and she decided to use what the book said to infiltrate the popular group. It's a perfect example. Yeah, anything where the main character is just doing something that is so absolutely insane that it could only exist in young adult contemporary, and I absolutely love books like that. Yeah, so I might do another follow-up video, but for now, those are the 5 contemporary tropes that I love. If you have any examples of these, do let me know, because I'm always after more examples of these. I've got a couple of my Goodreads that I haven't read yet, and pretty much they all have at least one of these tropes in. Do let me know what some contemporary tropes are that you love, particularly if they're very different from mine. I kind of went for the more light-hearted contemporary, so I might do a more serious version, but I don't tend to enjoy serious contemporaries as much, so that might be why this is more of a light-hearted list. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, it helps me out massively, and I hope to see you next time.